Okay, so here is what is happening. I had to create an account and add as a basically a track chair, just to make sure you are going to have no problem continuing to this. So this account I have logged in as in an incognito mode on my EDAS again, and I'm gonna make changes and show you what is going to happen in this new track chair. So this incognito mode that you see in black is basically the account I created as a chair, just to be able to check everything. So going back here, you see that basically we have different links on the top: papers, people, TPC, reviews, conference, session, registration. And that is mainly because when I go to my EDAS home, you see there are less options right now. This is me accessing my EDAS general menu, and when I'm clicking on this chair link, basically the number of things that I can do and my option is gonna be more. Another thing is that if you were not able to see this link, you might want to look at my TPCs, or you want to look at my chairing. In the chairing, you should see exact same link as you see on your home screen. Also, since you might assign some papers to yourself to review, you can also look at this My Review tab. And currently, I don't have any papers assigned to me for review. So you want to basically see these My tab. This is before clicking on that chairing link. When I do that, basically my toolbar changes. Still I can come back and see my papers that I have submitted to the conference, or my reviews that I have to do for the conference. But now, since I'm chair technically here, you can see that everything I have done, if I have assigned a paper to somebody, also I can see the report of that here. But mainly most people won't have that ability. One more thing is that I want to show you, for example, this paper I have assigned to this account that I have created. What I can do is that I can go and list all the papers, and basically you see that the name of the reviewer I assigned is gonna appear right here. So I can go back and delete this reviewer, or I can change the options I provided to this reviewer. For example, I can change the deadline. I can basically change the review assigner. I can send email to reviewer. I can edit the review that he or she has done. I can basically give access to similarity reports, and that's basically allow reviewer access to similarity report. That's because in general we don't have that enabled for the reviewers. Now when you have multiple reviews here, you can see the review logs, and you can send a review reminder. These are all the things you can do by selecting paper and going to review forms and add a reviewer here by clicking on this plus sign. Now, how you can list the papers? It's easy. What you can do, you can go to a menu where you have your role activated in the EDAS. In this case, I have this limited menu, so I know I'm not in the correct role that I have to be. So I click on IETC 2023, and what you see here is that I have more options right now. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to papers, list and export, and change status. So I'm gonna go and click on this. Now, very important here is that what you choose for this list the papers. What I want to do is that I want to make sure you note the fact that each paper has separate categories. And what you see here is that, for example, this one says what type of papers I have to include. I'm gonna basically include only the active papers. Active papers are the ones that have manuscript. Pending are the ones that authors created the account, submitted the abstract, but they don't have the manuscripts. Now, one more thing you might not see is that basically the option to choose the track. Mostly you're gonna see only the papers that are in your own track. I'm gonna choose education in ETC because the account I have created is dedicated to education in ETC. This account that I have created as a new track chair. We should have 8 only new track chairs. I have added an extra one. And this account has education in ETC track. For that reason, I'm just gonna basically list the papers in ETC. Now, basic paper information, what you want to see to be able to detect who's gonna be reviewer for this paper is totally up to you. I'm just gonna do paper title and track name and activate the paper number. The other thing you could activate is the author information, their affiliation, whatever you want. And this is the options you have for review manuscripts. You can directly make sure the manuscript shows up when you list them. I don't like busy lists, so I don't basically put that in the list. Also, the final manuscript is basically after they got accepted, they can upload the final manuscript. So for now, we don't do anything about this. And then I basically have this one that says, I guess I clicked review process. And here you can basically see the name of the reviewers that have been assigned to a specific paper. I want to see, for example, if the authors notified or not, name of the non-preferred authors, non-preferred reviewers, and in the last one, you want to see name of the reviewers assigned. You can basically separate them by who is still active, who assigned but declined, who confirmed. All these options you can basically include. And eventually, after you want to decide if a paper is going to be accepted or rejected. You may want to enable the average points each paper has gotten. Now, the format of the name and what you want to see. You want to export them to Excel file, or you want to just see them on the web. I'm gonna be needing to see them on the web, and these are the 8 papers I have here. I haven't assigned any of them. Technically, it wasn't my job to also assign anything to chair. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you how you can easily remove the assignments, and I'm gonna remove this reviewer from this paper. It's gonna ask me if I want to, and every time you do something successfully, it's supposed to give you this green message. Now, another thing I want to mention is that you would be able to see the similarity reports, but for now, since it's before the deadline, you won't be able to see them. You would be able to see them after March 3rd, because that's how IEEE generates their report. Right now, only I can request for similarity rating, and basically I can, if you want to, you can ask me to do that and send the report to you. But after March 3rd, it's basically gonna generate a report and send it to everyone. I think it's mainly due to the fact that it has to check with the papers in the same conference as well. Now, you will see that this is the similarity checked automatically after submission deadline. The manuscript is being checked. It can take several hours. Now, when it's done, it's gonna send me a report that I can basically look at and make sure everything is okay. As I mentioned again, you would have the same option, just not now. Okay, so one thing that I forgot to mention, remember this list that we created? Basically, you have an option to, when you're generating this list, go and enable the in your report to have the similarity rating and demonstrated for you. Now, if I list this again, you'll see that all of these has show similarity report. That's because none of these I have ever created the similarity report for them. After the deadline, again, after March 3rd, you all should be able to see numbers here. This one, I have created the report for it. And when I click on this one, you will see that it says it's 4% similarity. And then you can click on the report and see basically what are the similarities. If the similarity is more than 30%, it's going to send me and a couple of other people, including Dr. Schultz, a notification. And what I can do is that I can basically directly copy this link and paste it here. And now I see this specific paper that has similarities different, 42%. So I'm going to click on that 42%. For some reason, this link that it provides here sometimes doesn't work very well. And what I'm doing is that I basically go here and when I list these papers, I'm gonna just say list them all, and in all the tracks. And now whatever it gives me there, I can find the paper by searching in the page. It's much easier to click on. It's not gonna basically go away. And then by clicking on the report, I can see the report of similarities. Now, technically, when it says 40 some percent, it doesn't really mean that it's a copy paste. For example, you have a very long phrase that people might be using this in your field, and then you give the abbreviation for it. Those things considered basically similarities. Now, this one might be more reasonable to accept as a similarity, and or this one. But what I'm trying to say is that not always these similarities show plagiarism. And what happens here is that you can see what is the source that this has similarity with, and you can basically go and review the similarity rating with the other paper and compare them. So that's how the similarity rating is going to work. As I said, it's not yet active for all the papers. The policy is that it's going to be released after March 3rd, which is the deadline for submission. And unfortunately, there is no way for me to go around this. I spent half of the yesterday trying to figure out a way to go around this, and it's their policy that they're not going to release these similarities until the end of submission deadline. Okay, so now this is the account that I have the role of track chair. Again, what you should see is basically you should see this link when you go to your edas.info page, and if you don't see it there, go to your chairing, and for track chairs definitely it should be there. For the other TPC members, you just have to maybe go to my TPC and basically click on IETC 2023. Either way, you should see this expanded version of abilities that you have on EDAS. The first thing you want to do is go and export the papers list. So go to papers, list and export. Again, you want to make sure you are only exporting the active papers. The name, title, and the number of the paper are the things I like to be in the list. You can add abstract and also similarity rating to this. You want to add, for example, affiliations or authors affiliation. That's also good. These two stamped and final manuscripts are for later on. You want to go to review manuscript and last updated date. For example, you want to make sure this is also in the list. The more of these things you put in the list, the list is going to be crowded, and it's going to make it painful to assign to reviewers. Now, name of the current reviewers assigned to that paper. That might be something you like to see. If they have notified or confirmed, that's also something you want to know. A number of reviewers assigned but not yet notified, number of reviewers confirmed, number of reviewers completed, number of reviewers declined. The more we go into this, and you have to assign second and third reviewers, it's much easier to use these information. But for now, maybe they are not necessary. I'm gonna just show you how your list is gonna look like. This is the date that the last review manuscript was uploaded. You see that it's basically around 2 weeks ago that they have changed the manuscript. It's pretty safe to assume they are not planning to update their manuscripts. The reviewers that are active on this one, reviewers that have been assigned to this paper, reviewers that have declined, all of them are 0. Now, these are the list of people who can review this paper. You don't want to load one person and do not give loads to other people. So you might want to come up with a method for yourself to assign to every person. These are basically people who have confirmed they're gonna have role in the conference, which is great. Now, what you can do is basically, let's say I want to assign this paper to this account that I have created. Okay, so for assigning reviews, you need to click on either the paper number or paper ID. Anything else is not unique, but these two are unique to each paper, so that's why you need to click on one of those. And after basically pulling up the paper information, what you need to do is to go here in the review forms and click on this plus sign. Then you basically select the person you want to assign the review to from these TPC members with matching interest. You can also directly type the name of the TPC member here, or if it's not a member of TPC, you can basically provide the email information and EDAS ID of that person, and basically you would be able to assign the review. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to just choose the account I have created and assign it to that account. Now, what you see here is that it says 0/120, meaning that to this reviewer, you have not assigned any paper out of the 120 papers that you could potentially assign to this reviewer. And this is going to be the first review for this person. So I'm gonna do this and then click on assign reviewer. Now do not close this page. This person has been assigned, but you haven't notified him. So what you want to do is to click on this and notify the person. This is gonna bring the general information or invitation, and you basically notify the reviewer. Now let's say if I want to assign the second paper to the same reviewer, you will see that after basically going to TPC members with matching interests, I can basically use the keyboard to find the person that I'm looking for. And now you will see that it says 1, meaning that it's already been assigned a paper to this reviewer, and I can basically assign another one, which would be the second review assigned to this person. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go and show the reviews assigned to this person. So this person has one paper assigned to. Finally, I go back to my chair account and review and remove this person from the track chair list, and now I can change the role to just TPC member and edit. Okay, now if I go back to my extra account and I click on my reviews, I would see the reviews I assigned as a track chair, and also the reviews that are assigned to me. I can basically add a notification for the reminders that I have to my calendar, but main thing I have to do first is to go into review form and accept this assignment. After I do accept this assignment, the review form and the PDF of the paper are available to me. I just downloaded this. I just want to open it up and show these to you, and eventually after I read the paper I can go and fill out the form and grade this paper based on the question I have been asked in the review form. That's it.